Hey guys, Jeremy here from the School of Wok. It's all about crispy wontons, this recipe. It's very simple, golden bucket shapes for good wealth. Wontons are great because you pretty much put whatever you want inside. So we're going to start with some classic Chinese ingredients: garlic, ginger, spring onion. If you wet your garlic and give it a bash, then it's much easier to just slip out of its shell. And to finely chop it, cleaver's great. You can just give it a good bash and then a rough chop over the top. Ginger, you don't need a huge amount. Anything blunt is great. A teaspoon, really good for peeling your ginger. And start to compile the mix. Again, with ginger, nice and fibrous, so bashing your ginger is quite easy. It's a real base of Chinese cuisine. Spring onion next. Again, finely chopped. Don't bash it this time, unless you've got serious amounts of anger. Just finely slice through that. Everything for your dumplings needs to be finely chopped, so it doesn't poke through the pastry. I like to add a little coriander to the mix as well. And when you're using coriander, you want to use the whole stalk, everything. There's a lot of flavour in the stalk, don't waste it. Just to really freshen up the flavour of the dumpling filling. Just a rough chop over the top of that. You don't want to over bruise the coriander. Next up, Chinese leaf. It doesn't have to be Chinese leaf, you can use cabbage or pak choy, whatever you want really. It's great for adding moisture to the dumpling. Just roll up the tip of that leaf and then slice into it. Turn that, keep it in one nice long line and then roughly dice that through. The finer the better, so again it doesn't poke through the wonton pastry. Chinese cooking, 90% preparation, 10% cooking. After making up this filling, I'm going to show you how to fold the wontons, and after that it literally takes about 3 to 4 minutes to cook. That's how you can get a wonton soup so quickly in the restaurant. Now I wouldn't recommend putting your Chinese leaf through a food processor because it'll bring out all the moisture. You want the moisture to hold into each piece of vegetable. The rest of the stuff like your garlic, your ginger, spring onion, if you wanted to speed it up, you could use a food processor for it. Nice and finely chopped. Chinese leaf, straight in. Next up, got these Chinese chives here. Essentially more vegetable-like than a Western chive, got more bite to it. Similar to a garlic shoot in a sense. Got a lot of flavour. Again, finely chopped. You can buy Chinese chives in an oriental supermarket, but actually are really easy to grow at home. Just take the ends, pop them in like some spring onions, they'll grow very quickly. If you can't find them, just use normal chives or wild garlic even. Now add a real punch of flavour into the dumplings. Last bit of texture is some Shiitake mushroom. Now these are dehydrated mushrooms soaked in hot water overnight. You like to use dehydrated mushrooms over fresh mushrooms because we're very heavily reliant on soy sauces and things like that, so we want the mushrooms to soak in all the flavour. Anything dehydrated acts like a sponge, so it'll really soak that flavour into the filling. Again, finely chopped. So we've got your wonton mix pretty much ready. Everything's finely chopped, ginger, garlic, spring onion, coriander, some shiitake mushrooms, the dried version, soaked in hot water. We have your finely chopped Chinese chive and Chinese leaf. On top of that, I'm going to add a little minced pork, and then we're going to season that mix up. Very classic Chinese ingredients: light soy sauce, sesame oil, and a pinch of sugar. Your light soy, sesame oil, not too much, about half the amount to the light soy. Good pinch of sugar. The Chinese believe that everything has its own sweetness. So you're trying to accentuate that sweetness with that little pinch of sugar here or there. Give that a good massage through. Make sure you use your hands. You get all the flavour into the meat and the veg, not sitting at the base of the bowl. It smells really fresh with all that veg in there. Nice light flavours. You can bring up the natural sweetness of all those ingredients. Nicely mixed. Give your hands clean. I'm going to show you how to make the wontons. The wonton pastries you can buy from an Oriental supermarket. They come either fresh or frozen. We'll use a knife. Fresh wonton pastries are essentially like an egg pasta. A little bit of plain flour, egg, hot water, and some oil, really nicely thinly rolled out. Now this shape that we make here with the wonton skins is what we like to call the gold ingot shape. You take a little teaspoon or so of your mix in the center of your pastry. The pastry is diagonal to me. I'm going to take a little dot of water over each edge. Go center over the top, make a triangle, thumb and push. And then you use your index fingers to close up either side. When you push down, don't be scared of the pastry. Really press into it so it sticks nicely. Once you've got that, then you're going to pick your triangle up and it's arrow pointing downwards. This is what we like to call at the School of Wok the Dark Knight Rising. Because you just make your little Batman shape by pulling up like so. When you pull up, you just sit that Batman on the palm of your hand, a little dash of water, overlap those two Batman ears and squeeze from the inside up. And that is what we call a gold ingot shape. The shape of that wonton is supposed to give you good wealth. And in Chinese tradition, we love our sort of stories and legends. Anything that gives us good wealth, good health, good fortune is great to eat. Like our lucky cat over here, you can see, very good and fortunate, gold, good, high value and wealth. Over here we've got our Buddha, you can see, kind of looks like my Uncle Paul, the Buddha. Apparently, if you rub the lucky Buddha's belly, then you get good luck yourself. We love our stories, so hey, thanks Uncle Paul, lucky Buddha. The gold ingot, you're going to make this as many as you can. The great thing about wontons, especially if all your ingredients are fresh like this, is that you can freeze them once they've been folded and made. So if you had a quiet day but you knew you had a dinner party coming up in a few weeks' time, you could make a load of wontons just like this, freeze them, and then cook them from frozen. Makes a great party snack. Arrow pointing downwards, make your little Batman, Dark Knight Rising, little dot of water, overlap and squeeze. Make sure you make all your friends and family nice and wealthy. So my wontons are made, looking very lucky and fortunate. Now you can cook these many different ways. I'm going to deep fry them this time. You can boil them into soup, you can steam them. Most of the cooking processes will take about 3 to 4 minutes. If you are steaming your wontons, I'd highly recommend, with ready-made pastries like this, to give it a spray of water first and then put them into a steam basket and steam away. Otherwise they'll come out a little dry. Deep frying, at home, never fill your oil more than halfway up your wok or pan. Woks are great for deep frying because you've got a great surface area, so you can fit a little bit more in and sort of control it better, and you can see straight into it. You know exactly what you're doing. To test your oil for heat, anything wooden, your chopsticks, anything with a bit of air inside them like this will help to test the heat. Just pop the chopsticks in. If it fizzes up straight away, then it's at around 180 degrees C. Most importantly, don't let your oil smoke, because then very soon after it may catch fire. That's fizzing. I'm at about 180. I'm ready to fry my dumplings. Very carefully lay your wontons in. And just get your skimmer or slotted spoon, press into that so that they fry nicely. A great colour on those dumplings already. It should take about 3 to 4 minutes to cook up. Grab yourself a bit of kitchen towel. After 3 or 4 minutes, the dumplings should be nice and golden brown. Drain those. And you can see you've got true success if your dumplings have kept that lucky gold bucket shape. That's seriously good well. Time to serve up some sweet chilli sauce. Great looking wontons to tuck into. Sweet chilli sauce on the side, really as simple as that. So your crispy wontons for good fortune, served with some sweet chilli sauce on the side. It's as simple as that. Crispy on the outside, juicy on the inside. So much juice, it's gone straight into the deep fat fryer. If you want to buy our School of Wok cookware, check out our shop. If you want to buy anything from our School of Wok cookware range, check out our online shop, click on the link in the description.